Entrepreneurship is diversification. Let me explain. This is the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. You have to understand that when you start the entrepreneurship journey, you are going to start a business, and that business has no roles, no departments, no teams, no different people. It's just you, right? You start out by yourself unless you've got a friend or a brother or someone who's going to join you on your journey, right? That happens. But the vast majority of the time, most entrepreneurs don't. They just start out by themselves. And as a result of that, they literally have to do every single thing that needs to get done in business. You basically have to take care of sales, generating leads. You basically have to take care of customer service. You have to take care of the product, the service. You have to build the structure. You have to be a recruiter because you got to recruit both clients, and you also have to recruit people to work with you in your business. In addition to that, you also have to be the marketing department. You got to make sure that you become a content creator, and you have to do this, that, and the other. You also have to do the finance and the accounting and all that stuff that needs to get done, etc. If you understand how much diversification is going on in an entrepreneurship enterprise, okay, in the beginning of a startup, of a company that you're building, oh my Lord, like it is intense, okay? So what does this have to do with anything? If we understand that focus is the essence of success, like you cannot receive success without focus, and you start a journey that is just completely filled with diversification because you have to do a lot of different roles and you have to put on a lot of different hats, right? At the same time, and build skills, general skills in all of those areas, it's going to be very difficult, isn't it, right? So if we now compare that to an employee, someone who gets hired by a company, and then they are responsible for a very specific role in that company. It probably has some form of a title, and there's a job description, and there's a certain specific tasks, daily tasks, that need to be handled continuously. Now, if you are an employee, you become really proficient at those tasks within a month or maximum 2 months of training until you basically walk in as if you own the place, because you know exactly what you do, you know exactly what needs to happen that day, and you just do it repetitively again and again and again and again every single day. It's because you are now focused on those tasks that need to be done, which means that you are actually going to be very good at it. You're going to become successful over the long run if you keep being an employee in that specific job. I remember when I was a metro driver in Oslo, Norway, I got really good at that job over time, right? Don't tell anyone, but I was like listening to audio books. I was sometimes reading books on PDFs on my phone while I was driving in the dark in the tunnels. Okay, and it was safe, right? But the key point that I'm trying to say is that I got really good at it, right? So if you get really good at something, it comes because you focused on it. So you transfer that to an entrepreneur, he can't focus. So very often an employee is going to do a better job those 8 hours if he's actually focused on the task and he actually does what he's supposed to do, which most employees don't. But if an employee actually tried to put 8 hours into the task that he needed to get done, he's going to be way better at it than the entrepreneur who's struggling to do all of the different roles in his company. What is my point? My point is that in the beginning of your entrepreneurship journey, because you don't want to be an employee for life, you have to find out ways for you to become as focused as possible. And that's impossible if you are trying to build a business on your own, which means you have to get rid of all the other distractions that are outside of your business. You have to learn to become so obsessed with success that your diversification is actually effective. where you can actually multitask and do the different roles in your business and still succeed, even though you suck at all the different things in the business. As entrepreneurs, over time, you become really good generally at each and every single role in the business until you begin to hire people because you've got enough funds to do so. In the beginning, you don't. And then at that moment in time, you're beginning to delegate those tasks to other people so that it frees up your time so you can begin to do the things that you enjoy in the business, which guess what? It's probably the things that you're actually good at. Now you can focus. And as an entrepreneur, very often the focus point becomes working with people, working with your team, working with their different roles, helping them to achieve their dreams, etc., which is the funnest part of being an entrepreneur when you begin to scale and actually take your team to the next level. As an employee, you focus. If you are a good employee, you focus on the task at hand, but very often you're diversified in your free time, which causes you to be stuck in that job for the next 40 years or in employment for the next 40 years. As an entrepreneur, it is a completely different ball game. Yes, it sucks in the beginning. It's absolutely horrific. But the reason why it sucks so much, and it's the hardest part of business, is the first few months, okay? The first couple of years of business, because you have no idea what you're doing. You suck at every single aspect of the business. Hopefully you're good at sales because that's the biggest thing that you'll need. But then over time, you actually get proficient at those tasks, even though you've been diversified, because you got rid of diversification and distractions outside of your business in your free time. This is what I'm talking about on my channel so much, is like, don't date around this time when you start a business. Like, take women out of your life temporarily so that you can focus. In addition to that, don't make bodybuilding a huge thing that you do on top of building your business. You got a business to build. Your body is going to come second, right? Do exercise 30 minutes every day, but then that's it, right? And then move on to building your business. Build your financials, man. It's so crucial, so important. Get rid of everything else and just hone in and be diversified, because that's what you'll have to be in your business until you get proficient at the task, until you have enough cash flow in the business to hire people that will do each role better than you, because they are focused on the task in a way that you could never become, because you've got so many roles in that company. Hope that makes sense to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.